Hello, it's FamLove. This one's going to be for more your advanced K-style moves. So, we kind of did explain late dash, which is, at its core, is pretty easy and simple. As long as you understand shoot glitch and do it effectively. It's pretty easy, but there's a lot of really advanced things you can do with it. One of those things is double half step, which is gear tapping. With the late dash, and then you can go into a half step. And a gear tap, I didn't really explain gear tap, but gear tap is just dashing like as you're coming up, like before you pull out your gun. So you're gonna do the dash thing. You're gonna do the dash buttons right before you pull out your gun. And how I was doing, I guess with the late dash, it is kind of gear tapping timing to do it like I was doing it before. Now it's very important, like when you gear tap, that you late dash. Because if you don't get a sword dash, and you just gear dash back, I don't think it'll work. It's a little bit different. I don't even know how to do it without a late dash. If you do it, I don't think you could do it without a late dash. It won't let you. Because you won't get the shot off if you won't do it without the late dash. And that's another thing is getting the late dashes right. And another move you can learn is another form of reload half step, that when you do the half step, you gear tap and late dash forward, or you just late dash both of them, or you can gear tap and dash. So you can see the difference there. When I shoot with just a gear tap instead of a late dash gear tap, there's a little bit of difference. See the differences between those two right there? That way, that's why you really want to get that late dash timing down. That way it's fast. And actually doing a sword dash, because it's going to be a lot more efficient than a regular, like gun dash, or yeah, I should say a gun dash or a gear tap, which a gear tap is pretty much essentially a gun dash if you're not gear tap late dashing. And so that goes along with like doing a half step. You can see how late dash changes it. The gear tap late dash, or the gear tap half step with the late dash at the end, it's not very effective or useful because you end up on the ground. It does give you a lot of momentum, so you can do it into something. But you can see there's a lot of variations of doing different things. That's why it's important to understand why these things are happening. This is a J tap, but you do it really quick. It's just dashing on the ground and our reload / shotting back. I think you can chain these if you're quick enough. It's extremely hard to do. And then there is and then there's this. This is another advanced technique. So you have a PPQ where you go like this, or like that, and then reload a half shot later, right? And that one could be really good, especially if you learn to like late dash RS back. Like that, which is not bad. But so the first PPQ would be a half step and like that, and you can do it without reloading, which maybe you can't do it without reloading. So that's the first one, right? And then the second one, PPQ plus, is doing that, like when you're jumping back doing actual RS reload / shot fast, kind of like late dashing back fast and doing RS, and you could do that extremely fast. See, I got that off, and that was extremely fast because I late dash after that reload / shot jump, and you late dash back into a reload / shot, and then you can reload half step to do that PPQ, which is very good. But the problem with that one is you're landing on the ground before you go back up. It is really fast though, and it is pretty evasive too, but there's a point in it that you stand still, which isn't good. So a lot of people like to do PPQ plus plus plus, and a lot of people just call this PPQ in general. It's pretty much accepted. Well, actually the first one's more accepted. This one is a type of PPQ, and maybe it has a different name, but this is how I've known them. I think I've seen it on a tutorial before a long time ago. That's why I know them as these names, and they might be wrong, but it doesn't matter. So there's a way you go down for like a reload / shot, but you do a half step almost. So you're on the ground, and then when you're dashing back, you jump up like that. So you can do that with a flash step too. But if you do that, you can actually reload / shot going upwards. Okay? And then you can half step going down. And that is a very powerful move. But again, it is a very powerful move because you shoot really fast and you're moving, but here I am on the ground. So that's where the disadvantage goes. And a lot of the faster shooting moves, like even if you reload / shot and reload half step, you can shoot really fast if you do it really quick. However, you're always laying on the ground. So it tends to be, if you're shooting fast, you're not as evasive. And there's evasive moves that you're not shooting as much, but you're being more evasive. That tends to be how it is unless you learn the Holy Grail, which is the ground double half step. And that one is a very hard move to know, but it's very evasive and shoots really quick. I'm not going to teach you at this episode, but just for you to understand that kind of aspect of things. So if you learn how to do this, don't try to do it all the time. Just learn how to do combos together, like this combo is a pretty good one. I can't even do it right. There you go. Which is late dash, reload half step, gear tap into a double half step, which is gear tap, late dash into a half step. trying to think what else I need to cover this episode. And another thing is this wall jump right here. You could do this by doing a half step against the wall and jumping off of it. And you kind of like do a gear tap timing going back and forth to the wall. And this will also show you how much late dash affects it. Because if you do this with the late dash, if you learn the timing, do this with the late dash instead, you can kind of see that sword dash coming into play. It's going to be a little bit more evasive and faster. And the last thing I want to show you, I guess, is not a very good move, but it's not bad. It's not a very good move, though. It's not bad, though. So, a forbidden step is this and a half step down. So there's no late dashing there, because you do that, and then you have to pull out your sword first, and then you're going into a half step. So it's not really late dash tech. But if you do your, I use the same gun, it doesn't work. If you're doing this and kind of using that late dash tech to RS fast while hopping, you can just kind of throw it in there by jumping up and half stepping down. Which these are all very useful and all good things to know, and it adds variety to your thing, and it all teaches you different aspects of Kstyle, which is important to know. And I pretty much showed you everything except for GDS or GDHS, which is ground double half step, which is I'll just do in the last video. Just make sure you got this down. You learn to do them late dashes. Really good. And doing this is going to be far better if you just want to play competitively and you just learn to late dash and then just kind of, when you reload slash shot, just jump and kind of do this. It's going to be far better than just reload slash shot as far as evasive stuff goes. So if you're just reload slash shotting or even reload half stepping, and you're having troubles not living and just getting wrecked, try just learn some late dash tech, which a lot of late dash tech is very advanced and hard, but if you're just doing this, it'll get you pretty far. And you can kind of just throw different variations in there. And another thing would be, when you're fighting somebody, if you want to move towards them, don't go forward and left, because you're going right towards them. It makes you an easy target. If you go left and then forward, per se, it's going to do better for you. So if you're new, just you can just learn that combo. I'm bad at it because I don't usually do that one. I usually do this one. Oh, I can't even do it right now. you can do that, and it's pretty good. A lot of people do that, but like I said, you're shooting a lot, but it does leave you pretty vulnerable, especially if you're doing it in a team fight where there's other people shooting you too. You might kill the one to boot, you might just get wrecked by the other ones. So kind of got to take those things into play. All right, thank you for watching.